Hello and welcome to another episode of Scott Reads Comics. Today I'll be covering The Savage Sword of Conan, Volume 5, published in 2009 by Dark Horse Comics. And this is, of course, the unofficial, essential Savage Sword of Conan. As I've said in my previous coverage of this series, these are effectively akin to Marvel Essential Editions and the similar DC Comics reprint editions that they did on newsprint. And so here we are arriving at Volume 5, and this one has more incredible John Buscema, Tony DeZanuga artwork in it. In addition to a nice treat in the middle, we get some Rudy Nebres, which is really nice, inks over John Buscema's pencils. Table of contents as per usual. Excellent front piece here from Buscema and Rudy Nebres. Really cool Hyborian street scene. Just very flavorful stuff here. And I haven't mentioned it before, but the publisher of Dark Horse at this time is Mike Richardson. I think he still is the publisher. And the editor of this series is Philip R. Simon. They did a great job, too, bringing all this stuff together. Couldn't have been easy. Here we have a nice Tony DeZanuga pinup. Not sure from what issue, because it's apart from number 49, which is presented here. We have our cover by Nestor Redondo. Beginning our epic adaptation of the novel Conan the Liberator by Elsbrey de Camp and Lynn Carter, featuring the hero created by Robert E. Howard. When Madness Wears the Crown. We get another gorgeous pinup here from DeZanuga. I love this scene, Conan trussed up in front of this woman resplendent on a divan with her minders and handlers and servants around her. Really cool stuff. You can almost feel the wrinkles in that tapestry behind her. So this is the novelization, the adaptation of the novel Conan the Liberator. I read this probably 35 years ago, so I have no memory of it, and I haven't really read through this volume very much since acquiring it last year. This is one of the nicer condition volumes that I've gotten. It's really brand new. A few nicks, but these things are meant to be read, so there's no need to be precious with them. When you do eventually acquire them yourself, read them, because they have sturdy glue bindings, and they are meant for repeated readings. Many of these made their way in the mid-2000s and 2010s into public libraries, so they had a good life there. And if you're lucky enough to have a good public library system in your area, you might find them that way as well. You have Conan wearing that horned helmet he sometimes dons. Conan the Liberator, plenty of intrigue, plenty of sorcery. Love this full page here. And as he gazes into the mirror's depths, Thundra Thu becomes one in mind and soul with his servant, Lady Alcina. For when a mystic trance links the twain at a moment determined by certain aspects of the heavenly bodies, the sights Alcina sees and the words she utters are transmitted magically to the sorcerer in distant Tarantia. So great Roy Thomas exposition there, letting us know how sorcery works in the Hyborian Age, how long-distance communication works. And this Alcina is beautiful, gorgeous, and apparently pretty evil. She's working with Thundrathul here. Conan is an officer in the army. Gets caught up in the intrigue going on. Next issue, Swords Across Alamein. Another Nestor Redondo cover, very cool. Nice Danny Bulanati pinup here. Usually we see Danny Bulanati as an inker in Marvel. He did a lot of inking of John Buscema. And we'll see some of that in some of the other Conan books I cover over time. I don't think there's any of that in this volume, but we'll see. There's a number of, the majority of this is Buscema, Dizenuga, but there are some noted exceptions. Like I said, we get a beautiful Rudy Nebres team up with Buscema later on. Here's Alcina working her wiles on Conan. She drugs him. Crom's blood, wench. You poisoned me. No, it isn't possible. The dosage. I'll take you with me when I die, witch. I'll drag you with me. Great open panel here. Lovely storytelling from Buscema. This is just, it just comes so naturally to him. And here's the corrupt king. Yeah, this is King Numinides, who Conan will eventually, and it may be at the end of this story, usurp his crown, because he is a cruel and extremely facile monarch. But he surrounds himself with people who allow his tyrannical reign to continue. And he's politically astute. Conan, as an officer in the army of Aquilonia at this point, finds himself caught up in events. Gods and devils, could I but stand and lift a sword, I'd show Amulius Procas how to cut and thrust. Dexithius has nursed me back to where I can think and speak, but not much else, damn it. And who are these Argosians you bring before me, Prospero? This is Prince Cassio of Argos, who came escorted by Captain Arcadio. They have come to offer us Argos aid since Procas has crossed the Alamein. So Conan, these folks will become part of Conan's court when he does take the kingship of Aquilonia, and they see Conan as an instrument to deliver just regime change to Aquilonia, getting rid of Numidides, and they're gathering as many allies as they can. Meanwhile, we have the magic angle here. I have another task for you. With the morn's first light, you shall don your page's garb and follow the road north. I beg you, master, let me stay here and be a woman yet a while. That cannot be, alas. Your duties in Argos are finished. I need you to watch the Border Legion and General Amulius Procas. So they're working their angle of the various plots. And here General Conan, back on his horse, back in shape after being poisoned. Some military campaigning and further intrigue going on in this adaptation of Conan the Liberator. Great shot here of Conan fording this river. There is Alcina. Oh my. Buscema does draw lovely women. In Dizenuga, his brushwork here is excellent. Of course, when you have a black and white mag like this one was, you have to use light and dark in that mid-tone gray to your advantage to communicate environments, times of day and night, and they do a beautiful job here, this nighttime assault here with this knife in the dark. Next issue, Satyr's Blood. Another great Dizenuga pinup at the end of that issue. And we have a gorgeous Earl Norham cover. And this is our third chapter of Conan the Liberator. Esther Redondo pinup there. Good stuff. Love the feel and the sound of this newsprint as you're paging through it. And obviously, you folks watching this online can't tell, but I love the smell of newsprint, and I think probably a lot of you would agree with me. It's just certain total sensory experience to have a physical comic in your hand or a collection like this, especially when it has the character and texture of a newsprint format. Just really great package all around. Here Conan is in Poitou, one of the provinces of Aquilonia. Again, showing his men that he is physically indomitable. Oh, great full page here. They have these wild satyrs that they're going to use. They're driving them ahead. Conan captures this little satyr. He's a sort of a sympathetic character. He's small in stature. Conan frees him and offers him his assistance, and he in turn responds to that kindness. Oh no, they sacrificed this poor guy. Ugh, brutal. And to get that blood, they use it in this ritual, some kind of summoning. Let me read that. Holy gods, do you see ghostly forms arising from the cauldron? Nay, I see only great clouds of vapor, nothing more. I wish I could be sure what I saw. So we'll see how that portends the coming battle. Another avalanche here. Here's again Thundra communicating with Alcina. You might hear some traffic noise in the background, folks. I got the porch screen door open. It's a beautiful day here in Pittsburgh. Beautiful sunny mid-April, late April day. It's 4:20 when I'm recording this. Next issue, Tarantia, the soul-stopping conclusion of Conan the Liberator. This is something, because of the size, the sheer size of Savage Sword, the page count that they had available, they could do these novel-length adaptations over 4 or 5 or even more issues. They could never do that in the regular comic. And they can do it in such a way, and again we have Buscema and Desanuga and Roy Thomas on the script. They can do it in such a way as to be faithful to the action, to the events of those novels, even if they are grisly, violent, or prurient in nature. Great full page action scene here. Really nice. Some of the ambushing soldiers, too, go down beneath the rebels' lance points and swinging swords. But attacked from 3 sides by superior numbers, Conan's courageous troopers can neither bunch into a compact formation, nor can they work up speed for a charge. Keep fighting, lads. Let's mix their blood with our own till they give way. Roaring like a lion, Conan swings his great sword like a butcher's cleaver, dealing death with nearly every blow. Gorgeous action there. I was watching a Cartoonist Kayfabe, an old one from 3 years ago with Tim Truman, who has done an incredible Conan story himself that I'm going to cover. Written by Joe Lansdale and drawn by Tim Truman. But anyway, he was talking about how hard it was for him to draw horses, and how his inker Sam Glanzman would redraw the horses with his permission, of course, to make them look better. But Buscema never has that problem. I mean, and I love Tim Truman. I think he's fantastic. But just the effortless nature of Buscema, his ability, like John Byrne, really, to draw anything that the story requires, was one of his greatest attributes. That, his speed, his professionalism. The ability of his pencils to be worked by any number of different inkers with disparate styles and still look great. Think about all the Jansen work over Buscema's pencils and how different that looks from the Ernie Chan inks over Buscema's pencils. Or when we get into this later, when you can contrast the Dizanuga inks over Buscema with Rudy Nebres, who we're going to see in a little while. Wow, she's gorgeous. Alcine Eumenides is trying to take out his ire on her. I don't know, maybe that's Zenobia. I'm trying to figure out who that is. Oh, no, that is Lady Alcina. Okay, good. Zenobia hasn't come into the picture yet in this. Yeah, so they're working a double game here. They're trying to get the crown. Meanwhile, Conan's also trying to get the crown through military means. And this is just gorgeous stuff here. Wow. You can linger on some of these panels. I'll let you figure out which ones. But, man, oh, this is a gorgeous full-page intro to this chapter, or part 3 of our saga. And here's Conan, soon to be the barbarian king. Guy looks like Fandral of the Warriors 3 there. Warrior against Sorcerer here. Bah, I do not hunt mice. Tie up this scum until we find a madhouse to confine him. Yes, General. But Numidides realizes the jig is up, and he goes to knife Conan, and Conan grabs him, and in this incredible, almost wordless sequence, throttles him to death with one hand. Incredible. Look at this grim visage here. Gorgeous. All hail Conan, king of Aquilonia. Oh, Conan, it was ever you I loved. Aye, even when I tried to slay you, I swear it. Alas, I was ensorcelled, forced to do the bidding of Thundrathul. Forgive me, I beg of you, and I will be your faithful servant forevermore. She's working it pretty well. So he banishes her. He wants Dexistius to be his chancellor. He says he can't. Conan says, you're going to do it anyway. Some days later, newly shaven and shorn, his mighty frame arrayed in ebon velvet, Conan rests on the purple-pillowed throne in that selfsame chamber of private audience. All traces of violence have been erased. The bodies removed, the poisoned dagger buried, the carpet scrubbed free of bloodstains. An expectant smile lights King Conan's craggy countenance. And then he realizes what he's gotten himself into as, I guess this is Publius comes in, and all the affairs of state are hammering him. Gods and devils, why did no one tell me that kingship entails this dreary drudgery? So help me, I'd almost rather be a pirate on the main. So fantastic ending here as Conan in this final panel submits to the weight of duty. Now, Publius, the treasury statements first. Great ending there. And here we have The Sorcerer and the Soul. I think it's a two-parter. And this is John Buscema, Rudy Nebres, and it's gorgeous. And that was our front piece there, this incredible street scene. I love this pen up by Pat Broderick, which is, of course, an homage to Rogues in the House from, I believe, way back in Conan, the regular Conan title, number 11. That was adapted. This one is The Sorcerer and the Soul, and again, this is Savage Sword 53. I haven't been really calling out the issue numbers, sorry about that. But just look at the difference. I mean, it's awesome. I love it. This is my favorite Buscema pairing with him with Rudy Nebres. I've talked about it before. Rudy's one of my favorites. I did my Deadly Hands of Kung Fu video, and that has a heaping helping of Rudy Nebres pencils and inks. And here we get his lovely lush inks over John Buscema's pencils again. Really nice. And just a completely different vibe than we get with the Dizanuga. Esperana, sometime adversary of Conan. One of those really cool, capable Hyborian female ally / antagonists that we get. We get Sonia, we get Valeria, we get, of course, Esperana. And this is like a triple game. All these thieves show up at the same time to this wizard's place to steal this amulet. And of course, they come to odds with each other. Even this one, who is Conan's sort of friend, this Aranastani, ends up being savagely bitten by these poisonous vipers. It gives Conan information. And there's Esperana and her thieving accomplice. So that's 4 thieves in one night here. And this guy stays, tells Esperana to go. He'll deal with Conan. Hardly. Look at this. This is incredible. This guy's transfixed by Conan's blade. Just completely killed in one powerful blow of Conan's broadsword. Conan falls into this trap. And then, oh, I love this panel here with the wizard showing up. Hisar Zul. He hits Conan with some Black Lotus powder here from this blowgun. Conan awakens, not dead, but something almost worse. His soul has been trapped in this mirror. So now Conan has to work for Hisar Zul to get this amulet back from Esperana. This is an exact duplicate of it. So Conan knows what he's looking for now. That's the swollen body of his dead Aranastani, one-time friend. And these are the soulless bodyguards of Hisar Zul. To live soulless is to be dead while alive, Sumerian. To die without a soul is worse. So Conan is off. Next at the Oasis of Death. And here we get a much different inker from the previous 2 we've encountered. We've had Dizanuga, we've had Nebres, and now we get Ricardo Villamonte. And here we have a Carl Potts, Neil Adams pinup, which is nice. The Stalker Amid the Sands. And this is Conan the Sorcerer. I should have mentioned that. This is an adaptation of Conan the Sorcerer, a novel by Andrew Offutt. So, yeah, Villamonte's inks, I would say much more traditional. It's a much heavier line. It's more defined, less lush, if you will. More in that Marble House style. Great fight scenes here, as always. Looks really good. It just looks great. It's just solid sword and sorcery penciling and inking and storytelling. The script from Roy Thomas for these adaptations is fantastic. The Sand Lich. So Conan loses more horses, man. I mean, if you're Conan's horse, be prepared for a short, violent life. And this is incredible. They call this the Sand Lich. It's more like a sand elemental. You have no soul. You have no soul. Are you the thrice accursed Hisar Zul? No, dying heir, Hisar Zul. No, no. So the fact that Conan has no soul kind of armors him against this creature. And this creature knows Hisar Zul. It actually gives Conan some information. I've never read this Offutt novel, so it might be fun to track it down if it's still in print, or even out of print. Probably could be had on eBay, although some of those paperbacks really are high in price. So we have a gorgeous Norm cover, When Dead Men Walk, Black Lotus, and Yellow Death, concluding our adaptation of Conan and the Sorcerer by Andrew Offutt. And this one, oh, we have gorgeous Rudy Nebre's pinup here. So this one is, where is our creative team on this one? Is this still, I bet it's still Villamonte on Buscema, but let me double check. Let's see. Yeah, it's Buscema Villamonte. So, still going along. We get a recap of the previous issue. That's his piranha right there. Oh, she's gonna take a rest in this oasis being watched by Conan. This is, I feel like here, Villamonte is definitely using some different techniques here than he did in the previous issue. This is just gorgeous. Wow. Conan steals upon her while she's resting. These two are going to end up teaming up. They are not happy with each other at the time. The camels have run off. They run into some desert raiders. Combat ensues, as it often does. They get some mounts back, but then wind up captured. Here's Conan with a ridiculous horned helmet again. He's back. He's going to try to reclaim his soul. Oh, and this time he turns the tide and sprays some yellow lotus. Gets his soul back at the end. Sword of Skelos. So we have another adaptation of an Offutt novel, The Sword of Skelos. That's a Vicente Catan pin up there. Who does this cover? Nestor Redondo. And we're back to Buscema Dizanuga now. And this is what, issue 55? 56. Yeah, this collection covers 49 through 60. So we're down to our last 5 issues here. I'm going to pick up some steam here, folks. Just make sure you get to see all the pages. You can't linger too long on anyone's story, or these videos will go on for hours. And my voice will only last so long. Good stuff here, though. Oh, this wizard's animating this Tulwar. Oh, he kills this poor woman. I hope he gets his for that. Something tells me he will. Oh, I love this character here. For now, Zafra has merely exchanged a magic-wielding lord for a more worldly one, the Khan of Zambula. But such things do not last forever. Love this guy. Really cool character design here. I would have read, I mean, with this quality of production, I would have read stories about non-Conan characters in the Hyborian Age. It would have been cool. That might have been a nice idea for some of the backups. But I guess, you know, people sign up for Conan, they want Conan. But it would be cool to have like a Hyborian Age Tales line where you can see other characters battling and adventuring in this world. The Eye of Erlich, part 2 of our adaptation of the novel Conan and the Sword of Skelos by Andrew J. Offutt. Another gorgeous Rudy Nebres pinup there. And again, Buscema de Zanuga, you know him well. This volume is dominated by them. Wow, this is incredible. Love it when Conan battles from horseback, too. He is, of course, like all other things, an accomplished horseman. You know, as I said earlier, he does lose a lot of mounts, whether they be horses or camels. Part 2, Tents of the Shank. Couple of serving women here. Esperana, why you're beautiful garbed that way, and you are hideous. You were half carried in here, mumbling, drunk, and reeking of garlic and beer, which you still do. She has grown attached to Conan. Oh no, this poor woman. Oh my goodness, this is terrible. This guy animates another sword and kills her. This guy's got some major issues here. Let's hope he gets what's coming to him. He is, of course, probably the eponymous, or not the eponymous, but the sorcerer in this tale. I was thinking of the last story title with the sorcerer in it, but this is the Sword of Skelos. Ah, great scene here as Conan cuts this guy's rope. This may be the conclusion of this. Yeah, concluding our adaptation of the novel Conan and the Sword of Skelos. This is an all John Buscema panel here, really great. This man-eating giant. And this is again Buscema de Zanuga. We have our gorgeous 2-page recap of events here. This guy animates swords, that's his thing. And here he's going after Conan. He uses this, looks like it's a candelabra, a giant candelabra or something, or stanchion of some kind. Zafra is the wizard's name. He is hoist on his own petard. Oh no, it's Esperana. She's strung up as well. Oh, these guards turn on each other. Oh, that's Conan dressed as a guard. He's gonna fight this big dude. No contest. Uh-oh. But he can't survive a blow to the heart. Conan rescues her. She dresses as a guard so they can escape. This guy buys it. He leaves his piranha behind. We have a Tony Dizanuga pinup. Oh, we have a gorgeous Ernie Chan double page pinup from A Witch Shall Be Born. Oh, gorgeous art here by Carrie Gammill. Yeah, before I picked these volumes up, I mean, of course, I'd read a lot of individual Savage Swords. I didn't realize that artists like Carrie Gammill, who I know more for like Marvel Team Up and Power Man and Iron Fist, had done early work in Savage Swords. So, and it's really nice. Great story. So issue 59, we got 2 issues left. City of Skulls. This is Keith Pollard pinup there. Based on a story by Osprey DeCamp and Lynn Carter. This is Mike Vosberg and Alfredo Alcala. So Buscema, this is our first non-Buscema issue. We get Vosberg, who I've said before on the show, incredibly capable artist, really defined by his inker though, because his line is not super strong. He's just a solid storyteller artist. Did his share of work on B-line Marvel titles like She-Hulk, Ms. Marvel. I think he did a few issues of Spider-Woman. But here, with these Alfredo Alcala inks, this is incredible. Basically, it's just a framework for Alcala to work from and really make it his own. And that's what we're getting. And it's really thick, detailed work. Oh, look at Conan bending those oars. Oh no, this is not good. When you see a statue like that, yes, it often comes alive. Oh no, Conan's companion is stomped on. Oh no, he got out of the way. Good, he survived. No, we have our first ape sighting, the Ivory Goddess. By Lynn Prey Osprey DeCamp and Lynn Carter, another adaptation. This we have, yeah, okay, so last issue we do get Danny Bellinati inks. And this looks really nice. I love Bellinati's inks on Buscema's pencils. Ben Barslev Cates. Conan fails his check. You get this hag and this crazy ape-like strangler. Oh, great panel here of him leaping out from ambush on Conan. And now we have an awesome 2-page fight scene. He looks almost like the baboon creature that Conan had to fight in, I believe it was Conan Annual number 2. When it was the adaptation of Phoenix on the Sword. And that was drawn by Al Catina. Just gorgeous stuff. The goddess does show up. Oh, look at this excellent panel with this thrown spear. Oh man, this is great. Wow. And Conan makes his move. You disappoint me, Stygian. In all the years you've adventured from the Hyrcanian hinterland to these dark jungles, I'd have thought you'd have become a better swordsman. I guess you've always let your lackeys do the fighting for you. Well, they can't fight now for you, dog. I'm hurt. Thutmekri's first hint of pain is also his last. Yeah, just Thutmekri, who, it would have been cool to follow his adventures, even though he's a bit of a scoundrel. That'd be a cool character to write some independent stories about. As capable as he is, he's like wheat to be shorn when fighting Conan. And that's it. We draw to the end of our tale. Art by Rich Larson on that pinup. And that's it. That has been Savage Sword of Conan, Volume 5, the essential Savage Sword of Conan from Dark Horse Comics. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe. Tell your friends. I'll bring you more soon on Scott Reads Comics. Thanks for watching.